The hills are alive with the sound of dirt bikes. The dog and I are here in Hobart's #1 illegal rubbish tip. So I'm holding the dog so that he doesn't get glass in his paws. When I see a car like this, sometimes I think about how it was once not like this. It was new. It wasn't just any old piece of junk in a grassy field in a hill on the outskirts of Hobart. It was new, and it was probably pretty important to the person who purchased it. But over time it got used, probably changed hands a few times. And then eventually it wasn't really worth anything at all and it was discarded up here. Alternatively, the fact this one's burnt out might indicate that it was a stolen vehicle. Vehicles getting nicked in Hobart is a real problem. Happens all the time. If you live in Hobart long enough, there's a fair chance your car's going to get stolen. I've had my car stolen. My mum had her car stolen. My old man had his car broken into. It's just something that happens if you live in Hobart. People pretend that it isn't because it's all covered over with insurance, but it sucks. When I had my car stolen, I was young and I was working in a restaurant and I came out after work. I wanted to go home, but there was no car there. The car was recovered, but the blokes that stole it had ridden off. They'd crashed it in to the wall of a building. It was actually stolen in Salamanca, near the restaurant that I worked in, a restaurant called Da Vinci's, which doesn't exist anymore. And it was crashed into the wall of the Wagon and Horses in North Hobart. The guys that stole it I actually met. There was an intervention to stop it going through the courts and basically having their lives ruined by this infringement against the law that they did in their youth. But what happened was these 4 guys, they were pretty middle class. They'd got hold of a set of keys and they just walked around town. This is like 25 years ago. And eventually they found cars that they could open up and start. Unfortunately, my car, which was a Toyota Camry, was one of these such vehicles. So it was ridden off and it really stuffed my life up for quite a while. It sucks getting your car stolen. It's not a victimless crime just because of insurance. The ravens are talking to us. So we walk around this car. This car's been here a fair while. It's filled up with all these beer cans in the back and they've been burnt along with the rest of the car. The car's been stripped too. Anything of use has been taken away, so it's probably dumped here. They couldn't get rid of the main shell. It was too difficult / expensive to get rid of lawfully, so it was put up here. There's stuff up here that's been here ages. This looks like it's been here ages, maybe it hasn't been, but there's also stuff that hasn't been here that long. Up behind us, we've got the mountain that looks over Greater Hobart, and if you go up to the top of that mountain, you can look down here, but you won't see this. The only way to see this is to come up into these hills behind Clarendon Vale. So this part here, this sort of clearing that's been filled in with trash is filled up with stuff from people's houses. There's tyres, but there's also the old white goods. Big double-doored fridge there. There's another fridge behind me. There's a dishwasher over there. Councils in Hobart used to do hard rubbish collection, and you would get rid of your stuff that way. You just put it out on the nature strip. And about once a year, people would come along and they'd take your trash away. Now what you've got to do instead is you have to take it to a rubbish dump yourself, and it's actually cost quite a little bit to dump white goods. The rubbish tips in Hobart used to actually be free also. Things change, but one of the perhaps unintended outcomes of all of this is this: people fly tipping. Why go to the rubbish tip when you can find a way to get up here, avoiding the fences that have been put here to stop people dumping stuff, and chuck your trash out? It's probably faster, and it's definitely easier on the wallet. A lot of people probably can't relate to dumping a car, but quite a few people can probably relate to this, or maybe the urge to do this. This is a piece of gym equipment. A lot of people have bought gym equipment for their homes and then not really used it, and then wanted to throw it out. So just in this spot here, I've got 1, 2, 3 cars. And there's a old TV there. There's a couple more cars up there on the hill. Over there, there's some more. Down there, I think there's 7 or 8. They're everywhere. You got these dirt bikes making all this noise. I don't feel as if I'm in any sort of danger, but it's not very pleasant. And maybe I feel safe because I've got the dog with me. So I got here, a bit of an old chainsaw, Clarendon Vale chainsaw massacre. There's other sorts of rubbish here, hard stuff and soft rubbish too. This is this is a fly tipping area as much as anything. Over here, you've got old bicycle. Everything is sort of interesting and not interesting at all at the same time. Hobart didn't actually get any proper rubbish tips until about halfway through last century. And previously to that, this was kind of how most people dealt with their rubbish. They'd burn it. They might take it somewhere, some distance from their home, and they'd set fire to it. So in a sense, this is a traditional way of dealing with a person's trash. Now we've got the dumps at South Hobart, Glenorchy. We've also got these areas of Greater Hobart like Brighton, Bridgewater, that area that is expanding, but it doesn't have a proper rubbish system. So what we've got here, out the back of Clarendon Vale, they're probably going to get a taste of it up in Brighton, unless something is corrected. This car graveyard over here in the hill probably isn't going anywhere. Periodically the government comes along and they clear it up. They pay a lot of money to have people come out into these fields and collect the vehicles and put them in piles and crush them together. But the vehicles come back. More get dumped. There's only so much that can be done. Part of it is a cultural issue. Part of it's economic. Part of it is also that there might need to be more rubbish dumps in Greater Hobart. It's not the full solution, but it's probably part of it. Until that point, a place like this is here to stay.